behind the stage. Something or someone was dragged out of sight. Myriam gave us photos as new evidence for the case.
You mean you bullied her to get them?
I did what I had to do.
I didn't feel as a reporter.
The police investigation is done. The voice on the tape recorder belonged to Miss Woods.
And that moon isn't what we thought it was. It's about time we cracked this case.
On Dual Destinies!
This shows where that moon in the photo came from and the truth of Junie's testimony.
What? Where? Where does it show that?
If you look right here, it will all become crystal clear. Take that! They were still prepping the stage, so its backdrop wasn't in place yet. This photo shows them in the process of moving the backdrop into position.
I can see that. That's the big board hanging here. The size matches too.
But there's no picture. That's a crucial detail.
It is, but I believe what we're seeing in this photo is the back of the board.
The back of the...
That's right. And at around 6 p.m. when this was taken, a photo of that same board was being taken from the front.
What do you mean, the front? The front is against the wall.
That's where you're wrong. What about the window? Remember how we said the moon shouldn't even exist in this photo? Take a good look.
Are you suggesting the moon is the one on the backdrop?
Exactly. In short, this photo was taken while the backdrop was being moved. And as you can see here, it was around 6 o'clock when the backdrop was being set in place. So, the art room clock was running fast, at least as far back as the day of the murder.
How can I ever face Prosecutor Blackwell now?
Yes! I just blew a hole in a piece of the prosecution's evidence!
Well, I think we've examined pretty much everything we can. By the way, did Prosecutor Blackwell happen to tell you anything about tomorrow's trial?
In justice we trust. It's no use trying to pry more information out of me. Having just learned that the clock had been 1 hour fast means we're back to square one concerning the suspect's actions that day.
I wonder what the main argument will be about now.
How the body was moved would be my guess, but Prosecutor Blackwell's got his own plans.
Oh? Does he now?
Detective Fulbright.
Try as you might, I won't say another word about this investigation.
No, I wasn't going to ask about that. I was just wondering if you'd seen Robin.
Oh, you mean Miss Robin Newman. She was here just a moment ago. And she mumbled something about watching videos in the lecture hall.
Video? What video?
Thanks, Detective. Athena, I think we should stop by the lecture hall.
Right. Let's go.
Well, it's time for a good old nap. Injustice, you get the hell out of here.
Time to prepare my ears again, for we meet Apollo's competitor. There she is. Robin! Hey, Robin!
Oh, Athena, Apollo.
What are you watching there?
Oh, it just so happens to be a video of the mock trial. I had to use a bit of coercion to get it, but the end justifies the means, right?
There it is again. Professor Means sure has a lot of influence around here.
Care to look into the true connection between the murder and the mock trial with me?
Sounds great. But do you mind if we ask you some questions first?
Sure, I'll tell you anything you W-A-N-T.
About your confession today. Why'd you do it?
Because Juniper hasn't done anything wrong. I had to stop the trial by any means possible.
Right. The end justifies the means. So, you're a follower of Professor Means too?
Professor Means is a wonderful teacher, as was Professor Court. I like them B-O-T-H.
She brushed that one off like a pro.
But with that style of justice, you run the risk of breaking the law.
Well, I'm prepared to quit school because of this case.
What? Why?
I want to be an artist! That's what I really want, man! But no! My parents forced me to study to become a prosecutor!
But if the trial went south, you'd have to drop out and give up on being a prosecutor. That's what you're really after, isn't it? Talk about someone who literally changes at the bat of an eyelash.
I guess she's been dealing with her own problems, too. That totally makes sense.
Yeah, I suppose so. But that doesn't make what she did right.
Could you tell us what you were doing on the night of the murder?
Finishing a statue. I was on the stage until the last bell.
That's right. You made the statues of Mr. Wright and Prosecutor Gavin, didn't you?
Oh, yes. Yes, I did. Both of them.
This is just a formality, but can you prove you were making the statues at that time?
Can I prove it? You think I'm the killer now?
No, that's not what I meant!
Both Hugh and Robin were still at school after 7 p.m., but neither of them can prove exactly what they were doing. Could one of them really have murdered Professor Court? Have there been any problems now that everyone here knows you're a girl?
No worries there. I discussed the matter with Professor Court some time ago. I told her I wanted to let everyone know I was really a girl. And just today, I found out that she spoke with the school administration on my behalf.
Wow, they must really like you.
I know, right? But now I can finally be myself here at school. I don't have to hide the fact that I love girly clothes. That's why, Athena, I simply must have this and this by any means possible.
What? But this is evidence we need for the trial. Sorry, but no can do.
Aw, don't be a party pooper, Athena. Come on, please. Pretty please. Yoink.
Oh, darn it.
Anyway, thank you again, Athena. Thank you for revealing who I really am. I wanted everyone to know before the snitch found out.
The snitch? Sounds like a new lead.
There's a rumor going around that one of the students here is a snitch. I hear they're watching everything we do, our activities, our relationships, our interests, and reporting it all to one of the professors.
But why would anyone do that?
Officially, I heard it's to seek out misconduct among the student body. But rumor has it grades were being bought and sold through the surveillance network.
That's bribery! The situation at Themis Legal Academy is worse than I thought.
While all of this is important stuff, I still want to ask about that thing in the art room. I'll have to present some evidence to show her what I'm talking about, though.
You don't know the half of it.
Now what was it again?
Juicy.
It's been a little bit since I've
Come
seen
on,
this,
show me
but
something juicy.
I'm sure it was that thing in the art room. Something artistic and abstract and not that.
Yay! A present from Athena! Oh, this is so exciting.
Sorry, but it's not a present. I wanted to know whether you knew anything about it.
That's not nice, Athena. Why are you so cranky today?
It wasn't until a moment ago.
You wouldn't even give me the evidence willingly.
Doesn't she ever get dizzy from all that spinning?
Nope.
Oh man! That's my blood, sweat, and tears in that pile of rubble right there!
Why not make the statues again? I'm sure the two of them would be delighted.
Yeah, I could totally do that. And this time, I'm gonna make them even more realistic by making full-body molds of my models.
Full-body molds? Are you sure that's safe? How about plain old measurements?
Oh, Athena, measurements are for wimps. Full-on YOLO is what art's all about.
I'm gonna drop both of them in a big pool of plaster! Yay!
I know I should stop you, but some part of me really wants to see how this plays out.
It's the only way that I can make sure my Apollo and Wrightworth fan art is as accurate as possible.
Something in the art...
Yay, another present for... Oh, fuck off!
That's not in the art room!
sake!
It's the statue, please!
Ooh, Lady Justice! That's so C-U-T-E.
You think this is cute?
Yeah, totally. The balance of the scales, the keenness of the sword, the cracks running all the way up.
That last one's only because I put it back together.
Ooh, I totally know what you mean. It's that feeling you get when something is so cute, you just want to smash it to bits. R-I-G-H-T. Ugh! Cute aggression
Sorry,
is real, man.
That sounds more like a case of the crazy than a fondness for the cute. Oh, it's the other place where the statue is. Oh, no. No, you're getting farther. No, come back. Art room. It's the art room, please. The art room picture.
God, Athena, you are literally ruining my day.
Whoa! Deja vu, man! It's like I can almost taste my near victory again! But no, that final showdown was canceled because of that murder!
This topic sure seems to strike a raw nerve. I hope it doesn't come between you guys.
You kidding? Our friendship, it's like a diamond, only tougher.
It's like a powder keg before the spark! It's like the calm before the storm!
In other words, it's under a lot of pressure and ready to blow at any moment? Yes, please, free me! Robin, I just remembered something I wanted to ask you. This photo shows a piece of art on the table. Do you know what it is?
Whoa! Just look at that unique artistic sense! That's gotta be one of Professor Court's creations, man!
Professor Court's artistic sense?
Professor Court's artistic sense? That's a tough one. I'd say it's avant-garde and very eclectic.
In other words, it's weird and all over the place.
Ever heard of Picasso, Athena? Jesus
Come to think of
Christ.
it, that strange-looking painting in the art room was one of Professor Court's works, wasn't it?
The statue in the photo was originally a statue of Lady Justice.
Lady Justice?
Professor Court had planned on placing it on the judge's bench in the lecture hall. But the day before the mock trial, it broke while she was polishing it. She said she'd take it back to the art room and try to fix it somehow.
So, this is the statue in its proper state?
You bet! Just look at that wild silhouette. Wow, it's so C-U-T-E.
I don't get it. Do you have to be an artist to appreciate stuff like this?
Athena, the Lady Justice that you put back together on that stage.
Oh, right. I didn't realize before because it was in pieces. But before it was smashed, maybe it didn't look like Lady Justice, but more like it does in the photo. But what in the world was it doing on the stage?
Well, I think that about covers it.
Okay, then how about watching the mock trial video with me? What do you say?
Sure, sounds good to me. So how do you want to watch it?
All classroom desks in the school have their own built-in computer, you know.
Wow, this place is definitely a lot cushier than I thought.
I know you guys are in a hurry, so I'll just fast forward to the important parts. Let's start with the professor's pre-trial speech. Here we go. Just ignore that tab.
Good afternoon. I would like to start by thanking you for coming here today.
Oh, that sounds like Professor Means.
The mock trial, the crown jewel event of the school festival, will begin shortly.
Is the camera like this the whole time?
Yeah, it's in a fixed position in front of the stage. You never heard of a tripod?
When I was a student, I too could hardly wait for this day to come.
Ugh, how come teacher speeches always make me so sleepy?
Let's just skip to the end of his speech.
Now, let the mock trial begin.
Hey, what's the deal here? Why is Junie so large in this shot?
Looks to me like she cut right in front of the camera.
Juniper was also in charge of the audio.
even though she was already playing a part in the mock trial itself?
She had to do it to keep the script details secret. She was all over the place that day. When she wasn't in the trial, she was in the audio control room dealing with the music.
Ooh, so this is what the lecture hall looks like.
Looks like there's a judge's bench back by the screen, and a witness stand up front. What about those balconies with the professors' names on them?
Those are the faculty seats. Professor Means and Professor Court were in charge of scoring the mock trial.
Very interesting. Good to keep a note of it.
Okay, let's fast forward this a bit.
And that's why the defendant is definitely guilty!
That was me! Could you tell?
Objection! A frail co-ed used her bare hands to stab her professor with an arrow? I don't think so.
You read that line in the mock trial, Apollo. You made it sound kind of weird.
Cut me some slack. It was my first time reading that script.
Oh, I think Juniper's gonna speak next.
I didn't do it. I had suffered a breakdown and pretty much lost it. It's true, I shouted, "You're a goner," but I didn't mean it.
Wow, what an emotional performance. She'd put a real actress to shame.
Wait, could you go back and play that scene again?
You really think that's necessary?
I didn't do it. I had suffered a breakdown and pretty much lost it. It's true, I shouted, "You're a goner," but I didn't mean it.
Stop! Did you hear that?
I think you're onto something. Let's play that last part again.
I don't follow. What are you guys so excited about?
I think this piece of evidence should explain it. Time to show Robin a piece of evidence that links the line we just heard to the case. Take that! I'm sure you remember this. It contains a female voice shouting a violent threat. I'll play it for you.
The voice and the performance do sound similar, but I can't believe this is happening.
It's just a possibility, but if the voice on this tape is really a recording, one made for the mock trial video, then that means this evidence was fabricated.
They didn't get to do a voice print analysis in time for court today. That's why the gender of the voice became so important. And if the real killer had foreseen that gender would become key in today's trial,
he would have tried to deflect attention away from himself by making the suspect female. So basically, the only one with something to gain from doing this is our sole male suspect.
Oh no, the darkness,
Wait a second.
No way!
Prof Means' credo is the end justifies the means. So it makes perfect sense that a student who took those words to heart would fabricate evidence. We need to get that tape analyzed as soon as possible.
Allow me to assist you with that.
Prosecutor Gavin, at least make some kind of noise so we know you're there.
It's go big or go home with Rockstar Entrances, Fraulein. Timing is everything. Let me make a copy of that tape right now, and I'll get you the results as soon as I can. I trust that would be all right.
Very much so. Thanks.
Well, Athena, it's almost sundown. Isn't it about time we head over to the detention center?
I think Junie will agree that this is something that could prove her innocence, but will her heart really be open to accepting it? She had to have known this was what I'd find. And that about covers the main gist of our investigation.
I see. Very interesting. You've been quite the busy beaver today.
Thank you for all your hard work, Athena. Well, my time's about up, and it will be getting dark soon, so...
Junie!
You must be tired after being on your feet all day. You should go home and...
No, wait! You have to listen to me!
I don't want to hear anymore. I know what you're going to say, Athena.
Junie, you promised. We're going to discover the truth behind this murder mystery. And we're going to bring you solid evidence showing just what that truth is. If we succeed in doing that, I want you to promise that you'll accept it, Junie, no matter how hard it is to hear.
Okay, but only if it's the real truth.
So please just listen to what I have to say. Once you've heard me out, I'll let you decide what to do. The voice in this recording has been proven to be yours, Junie. And in the mock trial video, we can hear you reading your line from the script. We're having both of them analyzed now, but from what I can tell, the voices are the same. And the only one who'd benefit from faking the voice recording would be Hugh.
But that doesn't make any sense. I mean, Hugh confessed in order to protect me.
This may sound strange, but his confession is a ploy to make himself look less suspicious. In other words, he was just pretending to protect you. Besides, his confession came after you and Robin had already confessed. If he hadn't confessed right then as well, wouldn't that have seemed a little suspicious?
Say what you will, Athena, but none of us would hurt a fly, let alone kill someone. Hugh is a gifted student. He gets outstanding grades and never causes trouble.
Wait, Athena! My bracelet reacted just now.
It did? But why? Junie, can you look me in the eye and repeat what you just said?
Oh, none of us would hurt a fly, let alone kill someone. He was a gifted student. He gets outstanding grades and never causes trouble.
Now I'm sure of it. She's lying. Let's see. There has to be something here. Come on, Junie. What are you hiding from us? Is her face reacting? Wait. Her chest. Her scarf. Gotcha! Juniper, you start coughing when you're under stress. You can't hide it from me, no matter how hard you try. When you said, "and never causes trouble," a cough escaped and made your scarf flutter. As for why you were stressed, it's because you were lying.
Junie, you're trying to hide Hugh's connection to this case, aren't you? And I believe that also ties into a secret about yourself.
A secret? About me? I don't understand.
I already told Juniper, so I might as well tell you. I don't really care about her anymore.
What? Why?
Juniper's not all sunshine and rainbows like you think she is.
He ended their friendship after he found out about Junie's secret, which means Hugh must have felt betrayed by Junie, making her... You were Professor Court's snitch, weren't you?
There's a rumor going around that one of the students here is a snitch. I hear they're watching everything we do, our activities, our relationships, our interests, and reporting it all to one of the professors.
And while fulfilling that role, you learned something about Hugh you'd rather forget.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Junie, please, stop hiding things from me. I hate having to force things out of you like this. Looks like we're going to have to do this the hard way. Time to review the evidence and see if I can't prove my hypothesis. I must have something that proves Junie's the snitch and Hugh's connection to the case.
I'm relieved to see you're coming around. You see, I wasn't trying to hide anything.
Juniper's one cool customer, Athena.
Wait! I don't think this is the right piece of evidence!
Whatever you show me won't change the fact that I've already told you all I know.
Right here, in Professor Court's planner, it says routine report. I believe this is meant to mean when the snitch would report in to Professor Court. I also believe Professor Court planned to meet Hugh in private based on the snitch's info. And from their meeting, Hugh must have put 2 and 2 together and figured out your secret. So you see, it all makes sense only if you're the snitch, Junie.
Forgive me, Athena. I've been lying to you this whole time. The truth is, I suspected Hugh from the start.
You did? Now this is surprising.
I'm so sorry. I've talked about friendship so much, but I've been a terrible friend.
Juniper, I don't have that special kind of hearing Athena does, but I don't need it to sense the pain you're feeling inside. And its intensity is directly proportional to how you feel about your friend. Am I right?
Apollo.
Please, Junie, tell me why you suspected Hugh. I have a feeling that will be the key to getting to the bottom of this whole case. What exactly was your role as class snitch?
Professor Court had told me about how Academy alumni had strayed from the path of justice.
The dark age of the law, huh?
She didn't want any more of our students going astray like that. But few others at the Academy shared her view.
I thought her ideas were beautiful, though sad and unrealistic.
She asked you to be her eyes and ears, didn't she?
I used to report to her once a month about any wrongdoings I'd seen or heard about.
And that report session in her planner, the one from October 22nd, was a part of that?
Yes, that's when I reported Hugh to Professor Court.
She snitched on her own friend?
I had accidentally overheard Hugh talking.
What did you hear?
He was talking to someone on the phone. I think it was one of his parents.
What were they talking about?
Something about having paid money for good test scores. I only overheard him talking, so I never did find out who the money was going to.
What? That's bribery! Hugh was buying his way through school. And if that's the case, then that evidence that always seemed out of place might actually be about his secret. It can only be about one thing, and with it, everything falls into place. Take that! We found this while we were investigating the stage. It's got Hugh's name on it. I didn't know what the number meant at the time, but now that I'm hearing about bribes...
It must mean that a bribe of $120 grand was to be paid in October.
What's more, take a look at this mark. That same mark is on the pages of Professor Court's planner.
Hey, you're right.
Wait! But why would Professor Court have that kind of information in her planner? You don't really think the person who was taking the bribe money was...
It's just a possibility at this point, but it may indeed have been Professor Court.
That is impossible! She'd be the last person I'd ever suspect of accepting bribes!
Like I said, it's just a possibility, but a rather good one. Maybe their private talk had to do with the possibility of the bribery being exposed. And what started out as a little argument soon got out of hand.
It's not your fault, Junie. Anybody would have suspected Hugh if they knew what you knew.
No, I don't believe that alone would have driven him to murder.
Objection! Hold it! Take that! Turbo lawyer power!
Objection! Hold it! Take that! I'm Apollo Justice! Objection! Hold it! Take that!
Analysis complete. Bye-bye! That's the project.